how do you change yourself and other people from a neurological standpoint? Welcome to another mini training by Wayne Sutton here, Inner Compass Coaching. You can learn more at lifecoachlifestyle.com or sellingyourcoaching.com. So let's jump in. This is going to be very important. If you're a coach, consultant, course creator, if you're working with people, how do we change at a neurological level? So I'm just going to literally read from notes from our actual training workbook. Guys, jump on board. This is going to be good for you. If this is your first time here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, all of that fun stuff. So let's look at a model that helps you identify where a client's change really lives and how to create alignment from the surface all the way to identity and purpose. When you coach at the right level, change becomes faster, deeper, and more sustainable. Let me say that again. When you coach others at the right level, change becomes faster, deeper, and more sustainable. So part one, we're going to go into the neurological levels model. So you need to hit pause, grab pen and paper. Because again, we've got a lot to cover in 10 minutes. Number one, I want you to look at a pyramid. You may even want to draw out a pyramid with 6 levels. First is environment. This is where and when something happens. This is external content. So where did this event happen? Number 2 is behavior. What you do, that's your actions. Number 3 is capabilities, how you do it, skills, strategies. Number 4 is beliefs and values, why you do it, meaning, motivation. Number 5 is identity, that is who you are. And then 6 is purpose and spirituality. Now, that is neurological level model. Inside of Inner Compass, we teach 5 different models. We teach identity, we teach purpose, we teach relationships, we teach financial, and we teach physical health. So not to be any way in contrast, this is just going inside of the neurological levels model. Okay. So part 1, write those down: environment, behavior, capabilities, beliefs and values, identity, purpose, spirituality. And here's the key. Here's the insight. Change at a higher level will cascade down and impact every level below it. Okay. So if I work with somebody on beliefs and values, it's going to change their behavior. If you work with somebody in their identity, it's going to affect their beliefs, values, identity, behavior. Okay. Their behavior and capabilities. If you work with somebody in their purpose and their spirituality, it will cascade down. So the higher level we work with someone, the more impact it has. Again, we'll get to that. So now we have to identify the level of the problem. So I'll give you a couple of excuses that you're going to hear when people say, Wayne, I don't have time. If somebody says I don't have time to do something, they're talking about their environment. They say, Wayne, I find that I procrastinate a lot. Well, that's behavior. I don't know how to do this. That's capability. I'm not good enough. That's a belief. I'm not that kind of person. Now we're hearing identity. And Wayne, I feel stuck. I don't know why I'm here. Now we're talking with purpose. Okay. They're talking about their purpose. Again, you may want to go back, listen to that again, write these down because you're going to hear them. I don't know how. Well, that's capability. I'm not the person that would do this, but that's identity. I don't have time as environment. So listen. And again, the more, when we can coach at a higher level, the effects will cascade down. Okay. So I'm going to take those same levels again. Environment. When and where does this issue occur? If somebody's having an issue, when and where does it occur? Listen for the behavior. And listen for the environment, then we'll move into behavior. Well, what specifically do you do in that situation? Okay, cool. Now move to capabilities. Well, what resources or skills would you say are available to you? Beliefs and values. What do you believe about this? What's important here? As you think about that, what's coming up? Then identity. Who are you when you react or act this way? And then purpose. How does this connect to something bigger than yourself? By moving up the levels, you uncover the deeper drives of their behavior. More important, they uncover it. So how do we use this? Wayne, this is a lot of information. Again, we're squeezing probably 3 hours of training in 10 minutes. Again, go to sellingyourcoaching.com, lifecoachlifestyle.com if you want to know more. But how do we do this? We take a client goal. We ask questions at every level of the pyramid. So this is why one goal could definitely be a 60-minute coaching session, 90 minutes. But let's give you an example. I'm working with a client now who started a business, hasn't really succeeded, so now he's hired me to help him grow the business. So the first thing is, what's the goal? Well, the goal is to launch a new business or to relaunch. So where will it happen? That's the environment. Where will this business happen? Will it happen locally, globally, e-commerce, face-to-face? So that's environment. Then I go to behavior. Okay, well, what actions are needed to make this business grow? What actions are needed to make it profitable? Then we're going to go to capabilities. Okay, what skills or resources do we have, or which skills and resources must be developed? Then we're going to go to another higher level. Why is this important? What's important to you about launching this business? What's important to you about this business growing? What's important to you about that business in general? Now we're going to get more of their beliefs and values. Then we're going to go into identity. Who do you need to become? So Mr. Client, who do you need to become for the beliefs and values, capabilities, behaviors, all of that to work? And then last, we're going to get into purpose. How does this serve others, or how does this serve a larger mission? When you can connect their goals and their dreams, their capabilities, their behaviors to something bigger than themselves that's important to them, then it not only cascades down, but it many times will be the internal and intrinsic motivation to go do what needs to be done. When all the levels align, the goal has unstoppable momentum. But if you leave one of those out, like I have people that know why it's important, they know who they need to become, but they don't have the skills or resources. I also have people that have great skills and resources, but they don't know what the next behavior is, what next action step is. So by doing the pyramid, we get it all. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to choose one of your own goals. Walk through all 6 levels yourself. You can do it with a client, sure, but I want you to do it for yourself first. And again, what is my goal? What's the environment? What's the behavior? What's the capabilities? What beliefs, values? What's my purpose and identity? Well, identity and then purpose. The neurological level gives you a map of human change. It helps you coach at the right depth, ensuring transformation is not just quick, but lasting. Now, again, subscribe, because next week we're going to explore re-imprinting and healing root cause. This is how to work with early memories and decisions to release patterns that no longer serve your clients. We're going to go deep. And again, we're going to go deep in 10 minutes. So again, thanks guys for jumping on. Go to lifecoachlifestyle.com. Grab a hold of the book. Let's connect. Let's see if coaching is something that can be beneficial to you. And then we can also go over to selling your coaching. If you're already a coach, consultant, if you don't need the certification, you just want to grow your business, go to sellingyourcoaching.com. This is Wayne. I look forward to connecting with you soon.